I see someone wrote you something about an article that I read.
Oh, my family slaves article?
Yeah. Yeah. That was an intense article. What does this person say? Can you read the question?
Yeah, that's what I was going to do. Can you not sit on the recorder again? All right, my family slaves article. Hey, Bilbo Baggins, longtime listener, first-time emailer. I read an article written by Alex Tizon. He's dead now. Okay? That shocked me, but didn't really necessarily surprise me, and I love your cultural perspective on it. Oh, my God, this is so fucking long. In this article, this guy talks about his family owned a slave for 50 years, even after immigrating to America. They smuggled her with them and all that. They treated her like shit, never paying her, forcing her to sleep on top of laundry. I imagine it's the dirty laundry. Why would you want to have somebody... And constantly beating her for the tiniest of errors. Only when the writer grew up with an American identity that he realized what they were doing to the poor woman wasn't right, did he and his sibling confront their parents over this. Hey, Mom, you've been beating the shit out of that lady who sleeps on her clothes. According to my teacher, that's not right. As a guy of Chinese descent raised in America, I've witnessed poor people like this firsthand. Growing up, visiting family back in Hong Kong, I'd see my cousin, they're millennials, by the way, being tended to by a young Filipino girl no older than her 20s. I never thought much of this back then. Looking back, it seems pretty fucked up. I asked my mother about these kinds of people, and she simply said, that's just the way things are. These girls are poor, they need to support their family, and that's the only kind of shitty employment that they can get. Once my grandfather took me past City Hall in Hong Kong on a Sunday, and I saw hundreds of young Filipino girls just sitting on the ground doing absolutely nothing. I asked him what was that all about. He said that Sunday was their day off and they had nothing better to do than loiter. They sent all their money back home to their families, so it's not like they could shop or go to a restaurant or anything. They ate and slept with their employers. I never seen my grandfather turn his nose up at a group of people like that ever before. My grandfather, whose parents were murdered by the Japanese during World War II. Oh, wow. Yeah, I read about that shit, the rape of Nanking. You ever read that shit? They fucking Japanese went off. And had to walk to the orphanage after finding out. Jesus Christ, I've had an easy life. One of the kindest, most empathetic old farts I know loved randomly hugging white people. He called them hellos because that's what they'd say to him. Wanted these people out. Here's the article. I'm just curious what someone like you raised with purely Western-centric ideologies would say about something like this. Well, I mean, this country was kind of built on that.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So,
this country was built on slavery.
Yeah, I can't really step away to, well, we don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously, I think it's horrific.
You should read, I mean, not now, but you should read the article. It's pretty powerful, that whole thing, because this woman was given to his mother by her father. And they're Filipino, and that's just, they were just like, here, this person is going to take care of you. So she kept this woman throughout her life, and it became her children's carekeeper.
Yeah, because she didn't want to do any fucking work. And then she moved to America and be like, oh, my God, I got to take these kids out for a Sunday?
No, that's just like the culture. Like, this person is your nanny, and now, like, you inherit them or something like that. So it wasn't even as if she had... It's just part of their tradition.
I have to be honest, like, all of that.
This guy grew up, and then he realized that this woman wasn't getting paid and all this other stuff, and he didn't realize until it dawned on him, like, she is a slave. And so he tried to make things better for her in her later life after his parents died and all this kind of stuff.
Back rub.
Yeah. No, but by that time, she... didn't know any other life. So she wasn't like, I've been waiting to go shopping at the mall like this whole time.
All right, this is so fucking sad. That's like when,
it's very
like
sad.
Dubai, they tell all those people in Easter there that, hey, man, come on here and help us build all these beautiful buildings. You make all this money, you'll get out of poverty. And then they get them there, and then they confiscate their passports, and it's just slave labor that builds those fucking places. And then they, the only way to get out of it is they, commit suicide.
Right.
It's fucking brutal. Then you watch your shows and the big balloon-titted whores go over there to buy a fucking bag. Not a fan of Dubai. Not a fan of Dubai. Why can't they be sinless like the United States of America? No, that's all horribly depressing, and I don't know what to tell you about that as far as, I don't know how you do that to somebody. There you go. And there goes the comedy right out the window.
I wonder why I'm just curious of why this person asked, like, I'm curious what someone like you raised with purely Western-centric ideologies would say about something like this. Again, it's like, are you forgetting that this is America that was built on...
Yeah, but I didn't grow up with that. So what he wants to do is get an outside perspective. It's actually an intelligent thing that
you mean like...
Hey, I'm not from here. I grew up here, but, I also have connections, back there. So what do you think about this? And blah, blah, blah. You know what? I think it's terrible. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that that's fucking terrible. Me undies, everyone needs a slave. Me undies, work until they're in the grave. Your balls feel nice and soft because they polished them with the underwear they made, and that's fucking evil, but I'm white. It's part of my DNA. I'm really sorry. All right, me undies. Hey, Bill, what do you think about lifelong slavery and somebody's dreams being crushed and so crushed that they don't even have any dreams and they don't want to do on a Sunday? I'd love to hear your Massachusetts Western take on that. Discuss.